Hey guys, so I thought we could kind of do a Christmas look. I'm probably only gonna have a couple videos before Christmas, but just because of life, and I have a friend on my nose, so we'll ignore him. Anyway, let's just jump right in because I am rushing to get ready for a live for my boutique, so I need to do that. One of the main reasons for this video is this right here, and I'm gonna get into what's in it, but I'm really excited for it. I got more brushes. Did I need them? No, but I wanted some. I watched Allie Dawson. I think I've talked about her before. She came out with a collaboration with Bling Brushes. You guys know I love my Bling brushes. I have this set, which is the Paige Corin and Bling brushes. I have the Starry Nights. I don't have this full set. I just have face brushes from this set. I have the Rose Gold set, which is beautiful. And then I have the silver set. So there is a difference in the Rose Gold and the silver. Rose Gold has the gold, Rose Gold ferrule, and this one has silver. And the crystals are very similar, but the brushes on top are different. This is it's pink. Yeah, it's pink and an ombre to white. Here's a cleaner one. It's pink and an ombre to white, and then with the silver one, it's white and an ombre to like a darker brown-ish on top. So they're beautiful. I love them, but I love Allie and I love watching her channel, and so I had to pick this up when I saw it. And it's red, so it fits in perfectly with like a Christmas theme. They all come individually wrapped, so I'm gonna take a second and take them out. That took some time. So here are all the brushes. Do they, if I can hold them, do they not look beautiful? Just love the red. And it's a red brush that ombres to white, which is really beautiful. And it has Bling Brushes XAD, which is for Allie Dawson, or BB XAD. So it's just really beautiful. I love the beautiful crystals on here. They're just absolutely gorgeous, and I have been so pleased with my Bling brushes. They have their own little section over here, and I have my other brushes on this side. And I use all of my brushes. You guys have seen me do that, but I really love my Bling brushes, and I try to take really good care of them because I want to you know, keep them in good condition, because they're just so beautiful. So let me run down what each brush is for really quickly. So the F31 is the large powder brush, of course. The F32 is the contour brush, which is really good for like putting on your foundation, putting on your bronzer, if I can talk. And then the F33 is the angled blush brush. I use this for, not this, but brushes like this for blush all the time. This is the F34, and it's the under eye setting brush. I love a brush like this to put on my under eye powder, or even there's this one from the Starry Night set. I'm not going to compare every brush, but with that, I use it for highlighter, and I've liked that. This one is actually a little bit bigger, and I've used it for both, actually. Oh, for both, for under eye setting and for highlighter, so you can do both. But these feel so nice. I could just do that. So nice. And then this is a new brush for Bling brushes. They don't have one like this. This is the fan highlight brush. So a lot of people use those fan brushes for highlight, and this is a nice thick one, but then there's also people who use these for nose contour, and just all kinds of different things. The E31 is the blending brush, so it's a nice size blender. This is probably what I will use to blend the transition shade. E32 is the concealer brush, and a lot of people will use this for concealer under the eye, which I've done with some others, or even like doing concealer for a cut crease, or even just packing on shadow on the lid. The E33, which is a smaller blending brush, is the precision blending brush, and that it's just that. I like this for inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. This is perfect. But even if you have hooded eyes, this is really great for getting in the inner, not the inner corner, but the crease, like getting very detailed. And it's got a great great name, precision blending. E34 is the angled liner and brow brush, so this is great if you use a brow pomade. This is really great. And then also if you want to use it for the wing liner, like I've been talking about in some of my videos, or if you want to use it. Allie actually likes to put, I've watched her videos long enough, I know she likes to put her crease color on with this. Like she'll lay it down, just kind of stamp it along. Then she takes a blending brush and blends out the shade. So it's really a neat little technique she picked up. So I think that's really great, but I always love an angled liner brush. This is the E35. This is a packer brush, so this is what you would use to pack on the color to the lid. These are great brushes for packing on color. So I love how densely packed this brush is, and it's perfect. It's like a great substitution for a finger. Then we have an E36, which is the precision pencil crease brush. So you can use this for blending underneath the eye, for blending in the outer corner, blending in the crease, of course, whatever you need this for. It's a nice little pencil brush, which is essential for me anyway. Then you have the E37, which is a smudger brush. This is a very little brush, but it's great for smudging under that lower lash line, and it allows you, whereas the pencil brush is a little bit more like concentrated to one area, this you can get more area at one time. I like brushes like this. And finally, one of my favorite brushes, one of the types of brushes that I like to use in just about every makeup look I do these days is a flat liner definer brush. So I love a flat liner brush for doing that, the liner, or even putting it underneath there on the lower lash line. Or some people use it to carve out their brows. Like when they do their brows, they carve them out with concealer. I used to carve mine out. I don't do that anymore. So yeah, it's nice to have. So I'm really excited to have these in my collection, and you can use them, of course, for anything that you want. You don't have to use them for what they say, but if you're a beginner with makeup, these aren't cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you, these aren't cheap brushes, but they're good quality brushes. And so if you're wanting to invest in brushes, these are a great route to go, and then they tell you exactly where you need to use them on your eye, you know. So that's a nice thing to have. So without further ado, let's get in to an eye look. So I'm just gonna prime my eyes. I said I was gonna use this in a tutorial and have yet to do so. Today's that day. I'm gonna do kind of a very simple eye look, and hopefully a red lip. We'll see. We'll see if we get there. So this is the Cinnamon Swirl palette from Too Faced, which is very beautiful. Here's the inside. It looks very neutral, and it is, but there is a lot to be done with this palette. I love this. This was in my everyday makeup bag for quite some time, and I used it quite often. So I love this. I love it a lot. I'm going to take the E31, which is that blending brush, and I am going to pick up, I'm going to hold it upside down so that I don't blind you. I'm going to pick up this shade right here. It's called Lick the Spoon. And I'm going to put that in my crease. Do you see the pigment? Blends out so beautifully, so easily. I love it. Then I'm going to take the E33, which is that little precision blender. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this right underneath it called Cinnamon I was gonna say Cinnamon Swirl. Where that came from, I don't know. But I'm gonna dip into that. It's Cinnamon Swirl. And I'm gonna concentrate it more on the outer crease. So crazy. You know, I talk about that outer V. Well, this is more like a VC combo. So I was able to do that really well with this brush because there is some density to it and some stiffness, which is really great, but it's not too stiff. So I really like that. Paige Corin had one in her collection. Her handles were a little bit shorter. Nothing wrong with that, I'm just saying. But this is one very similar to it, and it's the E22. And hers is not as dense as Allie's. It is a little bit more flexible. Just me feeling of it. And with use and washing it, it's gonna kind of lose that a little bit too. So I'm gonna take just the smallest amount of this shade here. It's called Stay Current. It's almost like a purple with some gold in it. Can't tell if it's like a shimmer or like a matte with glitter, but I'm literally gonna just like dip my brush in one time like that. And I'm gonna take and put just the tiniest bit right here in this outer corner, just for the depth. Really beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna take the E35 and I'm gonna take this shade here. I'm laughing because it's called Frost Those Buns. And I'm just gonna put that over like the majority of the rest of the lid. See how nicely that applies? I mean, like really nicely. And with the brush, you can get more precision than you can with your finger. I think I'm just gonna flip my brush over, and I'm gonna take just the littlest bit of the Sugar Rush shade. It's just too pretty for me not to use. And I just want to put just a little bit right here in the center corner. It's not going to do a whole lot. I just wanted to use it. It actually kind of reminds me of a shade from the Sweet Peach palette. Yeah, it didn't do much, but that's okay. Then going back with my little precision brush, I'm going back into Stay Current, which is that deepest shade. And I am just gonna gently, I barely tapped in. I'm just gonna gently do a little blending here. I'm gonna go back to lick the spoon and just blend just a tiny bit above here. I kind of lost it a bit. So pretty, simple, easy. I wanted to keep it very neutral. Okay, I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes liner. Let's see if it's leaking. No leakage today. Woohoo! I'm not finished, but do you see how thin that line is? I love it. I've totally been guilty of not doing this, but if you have hooded eyes, you want to keep that line as small as possible because it eats up your lid space. So if you got your eyes open like this, all you're going to be able to see is that line if it's really thick. So definitely guilty of making a larger line. But if you can help it, or if you can strive, try to do a smaller line and it'll look better. So I do that before so that I can clean up the edges. I'm going to take my Milani Make It Last and spray on my face. Just because it's right here, I'm going to use my Touch and Soul primer. I'm going to use my Born This Way matte. I'm going to use this in a little bit. I haven't used this in a while, so I'd like to use it. It's my Fenty Bright Fix Eye Brightener. I have the shade Butter. Don't ask me why I put that all over my face just now. I don't know what I was thinking. Can I be honest? Coming from the girl who loves full coverage, who lived lived and breathed for full coverage not too long ago. I am not into full coverage anymore. It's not. I don't like it. I don't know what it is or why I've changed so much, but I just really like a lighter coverage foundation and maybe a little bit of a higher coverage concealer, and those two just play really well for me, and I like how it wears, so that's my choice. I just put on full coverage these days and it's like almost cakey on my skin, and I just don't like it. And it's not just this foundation, it's like a lot of them. So I've really not used this in a minute. Let's use this. This is the Tower 28 cream. Well, it's the Bronzino, but it's their cream bronzer, and so it has like a bit of a sheen to it. Now I'm going to take my Melt. I was going to do this before I did my bronzer. This is the Cream Light Blush in the shade Polished. I'm going to dip into my Milani Cream blush here. I had this blush palette. And I'm just going to get this very like neutral color over here. And I'm going to put a little of that on with it. The problem is it doesn't look as neutral in the on the face as it does in the pan. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody panic. That's our motto, right? We don't panic when things get a little hairy. We just go with it. I'm taking my foundation brush. I didn't put any extra product. I'm just taking what's left on there over top. See how that toned down? I think I'm going to use my Haley's Retouch setting powder. I'm going to take the F34 and dip into the powder. This is going under my eyes. Okay, then I'm going in with the F31 and I'm setting the rest of the face. That is some good powder, y'all. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. I'm going to take my Hourglass palette. This was, I think, from holiday last year. And I'm going to take the bronzer in Natural Bronze Light, which is right down here. The only thing I don't like about these palettes is it's really hard to get your brush in them. Now I'm going to take the F33. I'm going to go into my Lunar Beauty blush palette, and I'm going to take some of these like more neutral shades over here, maybe this one and this one, and just kind of tone down my blush a bit. So the blush didn't go my way today. It's okay. It's a little brighter than I expected, but you know, it's all good. We'll keep on going. Okay, I'm going to take this Ofra Milk and Cookies highlighter. And I am going to take the highlighter, the fan brush, and I'm going to, holy crap. Wow. Okay then. Wow. Let's go back to the palette, and I'm going to take this liner brush, and it's the flat one, and I'm going to go into, I'm going to take Batter Up and push that up against my bottom lash line. Then I'm going to take the E37 and smudge that out with Olic the Spoon. So I got this from Target. Doing a little Christmas shopping, and I picked these up. These are Arches and Halos professional brow products, and I got a brow pen and a brow pencil. They're both in the shade Mocha Blonde. I'm gonna do this really quick. I've got to hurry. It's almost time for me to do my live. Okay, I've got 2 minutes before I have to be live. It's not gonna happen. Okay, I usually use my Melted Matte from Too Faced. I am gonna try this out from Jacqueline because I got these by accident, so why not, right? I think the Clingy shade was a little bit too orange, so I'm gonna use the Committed. So here goes nothing. Is it the holiday without a red lip? If I wear red, I like to do a liquid lip just so that it doesn't transfer, hopefully. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it gave you a little inspiration if you have a holiday anything to go to that maybe maybe it'll give you some inspiration. I did like the Arches and Halos, by the way. I didn't tell you that. I used Back Gal Bang on my lashes, and I think that's all. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna rush and get to a live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy. If you see this before Christmas, Merry Christmas. I hope you are enjoying your family, friends, loved ones, and I will see you very, very soon. So Merry Christmas, guys.